in Savai Madhopur, Rajasthan at 4:30 from the social media. They are on affidavit to say this. If
तो इन्होंने बोला है कि ऑन एन एवरेज 6 बच्चा आउट ऑफ 1000 शुड गेट मोर देन 550, ये हमारा एवरेज है। लेकिन राजस्थान में 241 स्टूडेंट्स आउट ऑफ 1000 दे गॉट मोर देन 550, ठीक है। तो वैसे 6 का एवरेज होना चाहिए, बट यहाँ से अचानक से ग्राफ टिल्ट होके 241 का, मतलब 6 से 241 पहुंचना इज वेरी बिग नंबर। तो सीकर में ग्राफ बहुत ज्यादा टिल्ट हो गया है, तो ये प्रूव करता है कि कहीं ना कहीं सिस्टेमिक फेलियर है। और सीकर में जो बच्चे आके पेपर दे रहे हैं वो सीकर के हैं ही नहीं, वो कहीं और से आ रहे हैं, और वो बोल रहे हैं कि वो कोचिंग सेंटर के भी नहीं है। तो एनटीए वाले कह रहे हैं कोचिंग सेंटर के क्यों नहीं हो सकते, सीकर इज ऑल्सो हब फॉर कोचिंग सेंटर। आप भी बता रहे हैं चैट बॉक्स में, इवन आई नो दैट सीकर हैज अ वेरी बिग ब्रांच ऑफ अ बिग कोचिंग सेंटर। यस, वो वहाँ के भी हो सकते हैं। देन हुडा साहब थोड़े से वैसे हो गए कि हो सकता है, हो भी सकते हो। देन ही शिफ्टेड टू अंजलि यादव। अंजलि यादव जो गुजरात की हैं, उन्होंने पेपर बेलगावी में जाकर दिया, उनके 705 आ रहे हैं नीट में, लेकिन वो 12th क्लास में फेल हो गई हैं। जबकि सिलेबस, यस वी ऑल नो कि सिलेबस जो है वो सेम होता है। तो ये भी एक पॉइंट आया कि एनटीए किस हिसाब से सेंटर देता है। आप तो कुछ चेक ही नहीं करते। मान लो मैं यहाँ पर बैठी हूँ दिल्ली में एंड मैं बोल दूँ कि मुझे सेंटर चाहिए बॉम्बे का, मैं किसी का भी एड्रेस डाल दूँ, मैं आप में से किसी बच्चे का बॉम्बे का एड्रेस डाल दूँ, तो एनटीए इज गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट। तो ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है कि अगर कोई बच्चा सेकंड मतलब अपने आधार कार्ड के अलावा कोई और सिटी या स्टेट का एड्रेस डालता है, तो व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ वेरीफाइंग कि वो बच्चे का ही एड्रेस है, और होना भी चाहिए, जबकि एनटीए का ऐसा कोई प्रोसेस नहीं है। इस मामले में भी वो फंस जाएंगे, है ना। और ऐसा हुआ है, बहुत बच्चों ने कहीं का भी रैंडम एड्रेस डाल दिया है, तो बिना चेकिंग के उनको वो वाला सेंटर मिल जा रहा है ना बच्चों। तो आज मुझे लगता है हुडा साहब प्रूव करके ही रहेंगे कि सिस्टमिक फेलियर तो है, और वो ये भी कह रहे हैं विच हैज वर्कड इन बेनिफिट ऑफ स्टूडेंट। इस सिस्टमिक फेलियर ने स्टूडेंट के बेनिफिट में काम किया है, एंड इस सिस्टमिक फेलियर की वजह से वी कैन नॉट सेपरेट टेंटेड फ्रॉम अनटेंटेड। मतलब किसको फायदा हुआ है, किसको फायदा नहीं हुआ है, ये हम नहीं सेपरेट कर पा रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो अभी आपस में चर्चा परिचर्चा चल रही है, इसीलिए अपने आप को उन्होंने म्यूट करके रखा है। अंजलि यादव है, पटेल है, आई डोंट नो बेटा, इन्होंने शायद यादव बोला है मे बी। ये सही कह रहे हैं, एक बच्चा कह रहा है मुझे भी हुडा सर की तरह एडवोकेट बनना है, एमबीबीएस नहीं करनी है। ये सब देख के बेटा आधे एडवोकेट तो हम सब बन ही चुके हैं, आप भी बन चुके हो, मैं भी बन चुके हो। मुझे नहीं आ रही है या म्यूट है? म्यूट है ना, हाँ म्यूट है। चाय पी लो बेटा। अब जो बच्चे सीकर के हैं, जो बच्चे गोधरा के हैं, जो बच्चे कोटा के हैं,
how do you establish? We made this point about Sikar, etc. How do you establish that the paper leak, according to you, has spread all over the country? What is the material for you to indicate?
On that, Lord, I'm on a second point now. So far as paper leak is concerned,
part of this case is the paper leak, right?
Not only that, Lord, my very predominant argument besides paper leak is their systems are so fragile, which are being consistently compromised because everybody is private. They are issuing just checks in the name of some videographer sitting in Delhi, some coordinator in the city who are the owners of the private school and the principals. They have absolutely no check.
Tell us one thing. We'll ask you something frankly. Are you challenging the result of this NEET, or are you appearing for people who don't want the NEET at all?
No, Lord. What I'm pointing out that this NTA, the way it is holding this examination can't be sustained for the reason that there is absolutely no system in place. Lord, as I was pointing out, just allow me a moment on here.
It would be also far-fetched to say that there is.
Lord, let me show you. Lord,
have loopholes, we
getting
will
interesting.
address them.
But Lord, the loopholes are being exploited on the face of it. The data is being shown.
Oh, you have to show us that there is a systemic destruction of the sanctity of the exam.
Lord, on that,
Across India.
one thing, Lord,
now you have basically concentrated on Hazaribagh, you have concentrated on Patna, you have shown us some examples
Lord, I
from
have shown.
Durgad. what happened in Bahadurgarh.
Let me
Now
let
you're
me
seeing
Lord,
one
quickly.
student from
What is
Gujarat
the
goes
कह
to
रहे तुम
Belgavi
चाहते
and
क्या हो,
gets
हुडा साहब?
associates
क्या
paid.
चाहते हो?
Where have you demonstrated before us a
Systemic
systemic
failure.
place?
Lord, what is this systemic failure and what is the malaise in the system which they have adopted for this examination? If I count them Lord, quickly, one is the time gap after the OMR sheets are taken and the time being deposited, it is in the private hands where there is no time fixed for sealing it and in whose presence these OMR sheets are being sealed. I'm alluding toward a systemic failure that my lord, here in Sikar, Mahendragarh, wherever this concentration is happening, the OMR sheets are being consistently tampered with after the exam is over. My lord, as is being suggested by the government of India that the question paper could be sold in 1 hour and in another hour the students could do it. In the same manner, after taking the OMR sheet at 5:20, the entire staff in the college, which is a private school and all private invigilators, they have the question paper with them and they have 2-3 hours with them. What prevents them from filling up the OMR sheets and then depositing it with the city center? So it is this loophole which is being exploited here in Sikar and all these centers, which are a shining star in the entire sky. Belgavi, Lord, why a girl who failed in Gujarat goes all the way to Belgavi? Lord, the reason is this, not only paper leak. Lord, I'm on a next point.
Now tell us that girl who went to Belgavi, all right, we'll take it as a prima facie suspicious case.
Yes, sir.
The center where she appeared from,
Yes.
what is the performance of that center?
Yes, my lord, I have that.
6%
Huh?
success ratio and 7% success ratio. And Belgaum,
My lord,
2% success
my lord,
ratio.
about
I
8
showed those
people
things.
are, my lord, Belgavi is not a coaching center. My lord, the one reason, my lord, the third thing I want to allude to,
Centers in Sikar? How many centers in Sikar?
Sikar is 49 centers.
How many students in Sikar?
Yes, the total number of, yes, my lord, we have that data. Huh?
27,260.
27,000. My lord, this is, just allow me, my lord. Total number is 27,216.
Students.
That's right, my lord. 49 centers. My lord, it is at page 10.
27,216 students from Sikar.
That's right.
How many students, what is the cutoff to be in the first 1,08,000?
About
If
580.
your lordships can give me only 5 minutes to show my charts, that
Lord-
might answer most of your lordships'
Lord,
questions.
I'm,
कौशिक
I'm,
साहब
Rather
आगे
than
बैठे,
I'm
वो कह रहे
going
मैंने
all
चार्ट
the
लाया
all
है।
around.
I'm on a complete, my lord, just allow me to
All
complete.
right, 27,216 students. Just tell us.
8,000 of them have got above 500.
How many?
8,225 have got above 500.
Yes, my lord. My lord, this is the
None of
data
them
at
will
page
get it.
103. My lord, this note, this data is there at page 103. My lord, may kindly just see this.
Now tell us, Mr. Solicitor, what would be the cutoff for broadly for the 1,08,000, the last
Yes,
student
yes,
to be in the zone of admission to a medical college?
Yes.
What would be the cutoff?
Varies from state to state.
Cutoff is a lot different.
Varies from state to state. But
No, no.
if you've got above around 600, you're reasonably safe that you will get some.
No, my learned friend is.
It will vary from state to state because state domicile comes in.
I'll just, I have put that figure also. If you are having marked 600, you will stand at 81,000 in first 81,000. I have given my lord each wise 60, 600, 605, etc. I'll show you. So a person getting 600 will, in all probability, will not get in at least government medical college for the simple reason that though we are counting 50%, total seats are 1,08,000. 50% would be, my lord, one half. But from that 50%, 50% will go for SC, ST, OBC and EWS reservation. So merit candidates seats would be available would be 25,000. I have not given, we have done the analysis from various angles to show what is the impact, if at all, at the national level, city level and the center level.
Lord,
That Sikar have the largest concentration of students. Sikar has 49 centers.
Yes. Seeker center-wise also we have done.
And
But
is
quota, let me
there
compare it with
a
quota.
district in the country which has more centers than Sikar, which is in the country-wise?
I'll not do that.
Can you tell us which is the district which has the largest number of centers?
My lord, quota, my lord, I'm just giving quota as
But-
comparing,
but, my lord,
because my
what
lord,
we have
quota is
analyzed
the
is,
coaching
only-
hub.
Only a minute. What we have analyzed is city-wise, including seeker, quota, and other, my lord, things which are, my lord, being discussed. We have examined how many students appeared in 2022 and what was the success rate. Similar exercise for 23 and similar exercise for 24. In fact, 24 for seeker, the success rate has gone down. I'll be able to show that. my lord. We have compared it with 22,
I am-
23, 24. It is around 19%.
Lord, if they can
The success
respond
rate is
in one go
19%.
and I complete it. Lord, what I'm alluding to is there is a systemic failure in the manner the NEET is examined. One, I said the no address verification, that is why student can go from,
Yeah. There are two ways of looking at this problem. You all came here because of paper leak. There's no escape from the fact that, yes, there has been a
paper leak.
paper leak. Is it your argument that the systemic failure which you are talking about now led to paper leak?
No.
So therefore, today we are trying to understand, we are trying to look into to what extent this leak precipitated in the entire country. If it is a case of systemic failure, that stands on a different footing
Yes.
because these are two different things. It is because of this paper leak, you are now able to demonstrate before us various irregularities, illegalities. Maybe, you may be right. But at this point of time, digressing from the issue of paper leak, to what extent can we now go into the question of systemic failure? Because we are trying to examine whether this leak
डांट पड़ रही है
led
हुडा
to
साहब
that girl securing 705 marks at Belaguri despite failing in 12th standard. Let us address the issue in this manner, whether these candidates at Sikar who have performed exceedingly well, is it because of that paper leak?
Lord, I bow down.
There are
I quite
two
understand.
compartments.
These are two compartments.
There are two
far as
compartments.
paper
One
leak is
talks
concerned.
about paper leak and to what extent the students took advantage of that leak.
Let me answer your lordship's question.
Please take your seat, Mr. Nedumbara. These are bad manners, bad manners. I am not very sophisticated like my Lord, the Chief Justice. You may feel bad. Please, please. 3 times I have said, please, quiet. We have 2 minutes to go. We are making Mr. Huda understand what is going on in our mind so that he can respond after recess.
बैड मैनर्स
Therefore, you come to your note.
Please.
You come to your note, paragraph 8.
Yes, my lord. They know,
That's the heart. That's the heart of your case.
Where you say that
Just
there's a
read
leak has
Just
gone to other states. Where is there to, what is there any contemporary evidence to indicate that the leak went to
Lord,
other states?
Lord, the only thing on that I can say on paper leak is, Lord, so far as direct evidence of this crime is concerned, that is the file is before this honorable court, matter is being investigated. As petitioners who are not privy to the investigation, either by the Bihar police or now by the CBI, all we can rely on is a circumstantial evidence. In the circumstantial evidence,
Therefore, falling back on an alternative hypothesis that because of the systemic flaws in the process, therefore the credibility of the examination must have been breached in other
I'm
states.
so grateful.
That's your case.
That's
your
my
case.
case. On that,
So
Lord, I have
therefore,
just 4 or 5
we have
things to
no
highlight.
evidence. We do not have evidence to show that there was a leak in other states. But because of these flaws in the examination process, therefore it's likely that the
This
sanctity of
inflation.
examination, and you have pointed out 3 aspects: time gap between the conclusion of the examination and the sealing of the OMR sheets, and absence of an SOP. 2, staff at the college may well tamper with the OMR sheets without depositing them. 3, There is no address verification of the center chosen by the student.
That's
These
right.
are the three aspects.
That's right. Now, my lord,
Anything else now what remains? for you?
because of
We'll have to call upon the others now.
yes, I'm so grateful. And my lord, it is because of this that there is an evidence, and they maybe put to the question this, that how people from Gujarat going to Bellevue, how people from Odisha, Karnataka, Maharashtra coming to Godhra, and how people from Bihar, if this investigation is carried out, my lord, would find people from Bihar have gone to Muktsar, Punjab. If these addresses are checked, that will show
But
that
then
there are.
This girl, instead of going to Belaguri, could have given to any of these sensitive.
She could have chosen, Lord, probably this is a connection. She got a connection.
Why did she have to
I
go
asked
to
you, that center at Belgavi, does it have any, does it show any untoward result?
Lord, it is there. Lord, this Belgavi, this is 8R plus 700 and 71R plus 650. I have
Become another national story tomorrow. That, in many professional examinations, students do choose centers in a particular zone or whatever, because there's a perception that the marking on the curve is a little more lenient or a little more strict in certain centers. And you not mention those examinations. That may be,
Lord,
that may not
here-
be, that may
Lord,
not be
here the-
strong evidence to cancel the whole examination per se.
Lord, this one.
These systemic flaws which you have pointed out, we'll put to the solicitor, because these obviously have to be tightened up. Because they have to be tightened up. But as of now, I don't think you have indicated to us, and we'll give you now 5 minutes and we'll conclude your argument after lunch. So we'll hear the others and then wrap up.
5 minutes after lunch.
After lunch, 5 minutes.
Great.
So that you can conclude, now summarize what you
That's
have
fine.
argued in 5 minutes, and then we will go on to the
Great.
next person.
Your lordships will give me a little time. A little time, not much.
Sorry?
Your lordships will give me a little time, not much.
And the multiple marks and sustaining of the answers.
There are several things
Anybody who now wants to follow will have to give something over and above what has been argued.
Please.
Hodaa has taken up
Please.
the entire
Please.
record now.
But after lunch, your lordship give me 10, 15 minutes, then I'll relieve me, my lord.
I
I wanted to say something which,
might even take it.
something which they haven't said.
We'll come back after.
Your Lordships, may I please mention items 12 and 35?
Come back after.
कम बैक आफ्टर लंच, ठीक है। तो लंच के बाद बेटा, वैसे मैं अभी आपको समराइज कर देती हूँ, जो बच्चे नए आए हैं, बहुत बच्चों को ये नहीं